On the previous episode, I was just joking around on how some people say I run my stores like the mob in the sense that everybody gets a cut and everyone's taken care of. Every single month, we're making sure that everybody is making money. There's incentives going on. There's cuts of money going on. There's vacations given out. There's always something that I like to do to give back to my company and to my team because those are the women that really stand beside me and they make sure they get the job done.
Welcome back to the Beauty Boss Millionaire Podcast with daily on-the-go episodes packed with testimonies and business tips to help you create financial freedom through entrepreneurship. Hosted by the owner of Fracassi Lashes and the Blow Dry Lounge, the Beauty Boss Millionaire herself, Felicia Fracassi.
Welcome back to Beauty Boss Millionaire. I'm your host, Felicia Fracassi, and the objective of today's episode is to go over incentives for your team. Because the objective of selling and making sales is for everyone to be able to win from this. That includes you, that includes people on your team. Everyone needs to be rewarded in their own way. Now, obviously, the whole reason why you're all together is you all believe in the product or you guys have the same vision or you feel that this is something that can really help people, one. And two, the money is right. This all comes down to money at the end of the day. Let's not be fooled. And a lot of times, people that are in sales positions need to be rewarded. And as an owner, as a leader, as someone that constantly is pushing your team, you have to be able to not only push them, but reward them. We're going to go over first sales incentives. Sales incentives is a reward that an employer or a boss offers to their sales professionals for successfully selling a specific amount of products or service, or whatever it is. It can be monetary or they can be physical rewards, experience-based rewards, and other types of incentives geared towards employee interests and motivations. One is just simple, cold hard cash. Yes, it's true, money talks. You want to make sure they're getting cold hard cash. That could be in their paycheck or it could be a commission or it could be whatever it is. The second thing is, products or prizes. I did an iPad one year with our team. Another thing too, people are really big on, they want maybe just some more courses and more trainings. So things like that are important. For entertainment, you definitely want to make sure there's some type of entertainment reward, like, what can they, maybe movie tickets or maybe whatever form of entertainment that you can provide from selling. If they reach their goal, you want to be able to give them. Some people straight up just want extra paid time off. They don't want anything else. Just give me some time off to relax. So that's really, really cool. And that's a quick way to just make everyone perk up the ears and say, hey, I want to not have to go to work and still get paid. So those are some things that really can be helpful. The next thing is recognition in the company. Some people simply just want to be recognized. They want their name on the board. They want everybody to know they are the best salesperson in the house. And then you can give some type of incentive. But there needs to be that incentive that, they get recognition off of whatever they're doing. I remember I started a sales job when I was like 19, and it was actually called Dial America. I don't even know if it's around anymore. It's in Rochester, New York. It was in Henrietta. And I did this little sales job and I had to get on the phone and call people. And every time you sold really well that day, your name went on the board. But it really made you want to sell because you knew that if you sold, your name was going to go on that board. And I think you had to get your name on the board so many times and then there was an incentive. But the fact that you got recognized, people said, oh yeah, she sells really good. And it made you feel good knowing that your name was on a board. This may sound silly to you, but this is what people want. They want to see their name on the board and they want some type of recognition from their hard work. That can lead to maybe lunch with the CEO of the company or some type of luncheon or whatever it is. Or you can simply just allow them to choose their own incentive. Maybe all these things don't work for them. Be creative. Say, hey, team, I'm thinking about doing a sales. What would you guys like for an incentive? Just ask your team. Be open about it. What do you guys want? What do you think will be a good deal? And just say, come up with, 3 or 4 things and we'll go from there. And then from there, you can think about it and see what's in your budget. And if the sales is good enough, people are going to work really hard for what they want. The trick is ask them what they want. Some people may say, hey, look, I just want to be able to, take my mom to dinner or take my family out to dinner. A gift card here. I work really hard for that. Or, hey, I just want to, pay off my phone bill for the month. It could be something small, $100, But your company, in return, everybody's now working really hard. The revenues increase, the money increases. So you need to be able to have incentives for your team. That's like the motivation that keeps them going. You see it every day because you see it in numbers. Your motivation to your business is the money and the numbers and, whatever else it is for your business. There's something that you're doing it for. Another thing that I really wanted to bring up is memberships. People love memberships and they'll work really hard. It could be like a membership to a gym studio studio or, something else that they really want. Or it could even be a spa day. I've done this so many times where people just want their spa day or they want a massage and they'll work really hard for that. Or even tickets to the movies, an upcoming concert, a local sporting event. Sales incentives differ from sales compensations because compensations usually comes as a commission. But sales incentives instead are rewards meant to give recognition for exceeding expectations, meeting objectives, and adding to the overall success of your company. I can go right now to Rochester, New York, or Buffalo, New York, or Sarasota, or Orlando, or all the other stores that I have. And I'll tell you right now, I know who's selling and I know who's killing it because numbers don't lie. I look at the numbers every night. I see what goes on with the merchant processor. I look at the reports just about every night. I look at the reports and I see who's selling what, who made the most money today. Because as business owners and leaders, you need to find out who is the most valuable to your company. That's what it all comes down to. And that's why you typically will see, and I'm not agreeing with this, but I never understood why someone in a company could be the most horrible, terrible person and the company still keeps them around. You know why? Because that person is probably their golden egg, which is the person that's always producing the company money, but they're probably hard to deal with. And it's really hard for a lot of owners to deal with a person like this because they're like, well, if I let them go, I'm not going to make money because they definitely can sell, even though they're not well-rounded in other areas. They may be rude to people. They may be mean. They may be, short-tempered or whatever it is. It's kind of funny because I see it in every company and I'll look and I'll say, I bet you this is their number one seller. And this leads me to a good point. It's not okay for the person that's the best seller to be rude to other employees, to be rude to customers because they know that they're what they conceive as invincible or they can never be fired. These people need to be checked because you need to put the fear in them that they could lose their job based off their behavior. And I see this a lot of times in businesses where this person just thinks they're the bomb. They can just do whatever they want. A lot of times they come running to me to give them a job because someone finally got fed up of their personality type and just fired them. And they want to come to me and they brag about how they were the number one seller. They did this, they did that. I can't believe they fired me. I said, well, what went wrong? And then they start telling me what went wrong. And I say, oh, okay. So you felt it was okay to close that person's business early because you're the number one salesperson. Or this one girl, I never forget her. Her name was BB. She literally told me in the interview that she called each customer and told them that she would not be there that day and that she was sick. So don't come in. And I said, well, did you ask your owner first, the owner of that company, if you could just call these people and say that? She was like, no, well, they're my customers. I said, but do you own that building? She's like, well, no, I didn't want them to be upset. I said, but do you think that they had a sales goal for that day to be able to pay all those workers? She was like, oh, I didn't think about that. And that's the problem. A lot of times people don't think that business had an obligation to at least produce $3,000 or $4,000 that day. And she, by calling all those customers, telling them she's not going to be in today, she shut down the growth and the trajectory of that business for that day. So they fired her instantly on the spot. And I didn't want her working at my store either because that's the type of personality she'll do. Be careful of those people that will destroy your company because they think they're so good at sales or they think they're so good at what they do. They can just destroy your business. So be careful. And I'm telling you, sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow, but you've got to get these people out like poison. Those people need to probably be working for themselves so they can see the damages that they do by doing things like that, or simply just let them go and move on. Sorry to go off on a rant like that, but I needed to address that because it's something that happens a lot in business. But just remember, make sure your team has incentives. Make sure that you're keeping your team motivated by these goals. Make sure your team is motivated by these things and these gifts and prizes and presents. People like these things. We're all on earth to, chase after the American dream, in some way, shape, or form. We're all trying to chase this dream that we have of what we view success as. And it's important that we give things like this to people that work hard with us every single day. Because you'll notice when you give these incentives out, that's when you see your sales go up. That's when you see the numbers go up. Just kind of monitor your sales as you're doing this too, daily. Say, all right, look, yesterday we did this, you did this, you did this. Call them out. Say, hey, look, today you did this. Great job. Can you do this again today? Can you give me 2 of these today? Can you give me 3? That's the kind of conversations that I'm having with my team. Those are the kind of conversations that bosses are having with their team. Because if each person can produce the best quality, you're going to win. You're going to make millions and they're going to make a lot of money as well. And they're going to be happy. And eventually one of those people, they can be promoted into a higher position within the company. So they don't have to stay there because now they know the art of selling and they can teach that to another team member. I hope all of this has helped. Thanks for tuning in to Beauty Boss Millionaire. Also, if these are really helpful, please review, rate, and share, or just send the link to someone who may need this. See you tomorrow.
That's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast. And don't forget to follow the Beauty Boss Millionaire, Felicia Fracassi, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Beauty Boss Millionaire.
For exclusive content on how to make millions in your business, go to beautybossmillionaire.com and click on Become a Patron to gain access to patron-only episodes, Beauty Boss Millionaire t-shirts, and a private Facebook group with live streams with me, Felicia Fracassi.